XRP just hit extreme oversold territory with an RSI of 31, and the AI models are screaming something very interesting about what's coming next. Let's break it down. Here's where we are right now. XRP is trading at $1.1174, down 4.63% in the past 24 hours. Now, I know that sounds scary, but you know what I've noticed? Sometimes the best opportunities come when everyone else is running for the hills. We're sitting right between the lower Bollinger Band at $1.0788 and the middle line at $1.2633, which tells me we're in quite the expanded volatility zone. Here's why this number matters. That RSI of 31.26? That's deep oversold territory, sweethearts. I've been watching crypto for years, and when RSI drops this low, well, it usually doesn't stay there for long. The MACD is still showing a sell signal at minus 0.0667. But here's the thing. The histogram at minus 0.0134 is showing signs of convergence. That's often the first hint that momentum might be shifting. We're also sitting 29.16% below the 200-day average, which gives us substantial room for technical recovery. Now, this is interesting. We've got back-to-back policy meetings coming up with the Bank of Japan and the Federal Reserve. But here's what caught my attention. President Trump mentioned that U.S.-Iran negotiations could wrap up within 2 to 3 days. If that happens, we're looking at reduced geopolitical risks, and that usually means money flows back into risk assets like XRP. Plus, XRP has a minus 0.59 inverse correlation with the dollar, so any dollar weakness could actually help us here. If this passes, here's what happens. Kalshi just launched XRP perpetual futures contracts with CFTC approval. That's huge for institutional access. There's also over 200 crypto companies pushing for a Senate vote on the Clarity Act, though Galaxy Digital did lower the passage probability from 75% to 60%. Still, these regulatory developments are laying the groundwork for stronger institutional adoption down the road. The mood right now is, well, absolutely terrible, and that's actually good news. The Fear and Greed Index just hit 9, which is extreme fear territory. You know what I've learned? When everyone's scared, that's usually when the smart money starts accumulating. XRP search trends dropped to just 22, but the XRP to Bitcoin attention ratio is holding at 1.0976, which means we're still getting decent interest compared to Bitcoin. The big players are doing something interesting. On-chain data shows whale transactions are actually quite active at 498 trades. But here's the kicker. XRP inflows to Binance have sharply decreased since the 2025 peak. This tells me the whales aren't selling, they're holding. So this price decline? It's more about overall market weakness than massive sell-offs. In plain English, we're at this stage. Elliott Wave analysis suggests we're in a corrective C-wave phase, which is typically the final stage of a correction. The Wyckoff model puts us in markdown stage A with 64% confidence. But here's the thing. When prices get oversold like this, we often see a transition to stage B, which is a technical rebound phase. So what does the AI think? Well, this is where it gets exciting. The short-term prediction for tomorrow targets $1.3786. That's a 23.4% jump with a 60.1% probability. But wait, the 7-day prediction is even more optimistic at $1.7592 with a 96.7% upside probability. That would be a 57.4% increase from where we are now. The 30-day prediction is more conservative at $1.7100, but still represents massive upside potential. But here's what could go wrong. Those Fed and BOJ meetings could create unexpected volatility if they surprise the markets. Also, if that $1.10 support level breaks, we could see additional decline to around $1.05. And with the Fear and Greed Index at 9, there's always the risk of more panic selling in the short term. Here's my take. I'm recommending a gradual accumulation strategy. The technical signals are screaming oversold, The AI models are showing strong upside probability, and the whales aren't selling. For entry points, I'd suggest your first buy between $1.10 to $1.12, and if we dip further, a second entry between $1.05 to $1.07. Set your stop loss at $1.02 to manage risk. For targets, I'm looking at $1.38 within 7 days and $1.76 within 2 weeks based on those AI predictions. Just remember to only use 60% of your intended investment capital and stick to that stop loss. That's it for today. Remember, I'm just looking at AI data and charts, not giving professional advice. If this analysis helped you understand the current XRP situation, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. I'll see you in the next one.